on the subject of sport,
Yes.
did you see that KSI has announced his new opponent?
I have seen it. Is it
It's
did he-
Dylan Dennis.
That's it, Dylan Dennis. Now, I've seen a recent video of an altercation between the two. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've seen this.
Yeah.
Okay, here's my honest opinion about this situation coming up. I am separating this conversation from like proper professional boxing.
Yeah.
Let's face it, like
You have to.
you have to. The professional boxers have done this since birth, mate. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that's what they know. So these YouTube boxers it's a different category. Don't get me wrong, they can fight.
Yeah.
It's a different category. Anyway, I just had to put it out there before
anyone says
before anything. Exactly. So the whole KSI business, I don't doubt that he can fight.
Yeah.
But the further that we're getting on into this like YouTube boxing, I think a loss is coming sooner than we think.
Yeah.
Do you think?
So Dylan Dennis isn't anything special.
No.
If you look at his MMA record, I think he's like 15-13 in total. He's like 2-0 in Bellator, and then he got injured and he hasn't fought since. That was about 3 years ago, I believe,
Okay.
4 years ago.
Okay.
The one thing I will say is after the altercation with KSI, he got into an altercation with Anthony Taylor.
Oh, did he?
Which is another sort of he is
didn't
a
know that.
pro boxer, but he has gone more on the side of YouTube boxing. He is a pro fighter, but he's not very
Yeah.
good. Sort of,
Oh,
think
so he's leaked into the YouTube scene. I
he
suppose.
sort of jumped on it because he knows he's not going to make it
Well,
as a
there's
pro
money there
boxer.
to be
So,
made as well.
listen, fair play to him.
Yeah,
But
it's business.
Dylan Dennis took a clean punch to his sort of cheek,
Oh,
clean, and he hit him clean. He stumbled back a bit, but he stood up. He stood up, like
yeah.
he took it, and I was like, okay. I go along the same lines as you. I think KSI is going to lose soon. I don't know if Dylan Dennis is the person to do it, but the thing for me is I know everyone wants Jake Paul KSI. I don't want to see it. I think Jake Paul beats him in round 1.
Yeah.
We're both from England, but I just have no faith that KSI is as good as Jake Paul. And Jake Paul is another one where he's beating good guys, but Anderson Silva, who he just beat, is 47 years old.
Old guy.
He's an old man.
Yeah.
You know, so yes, he can still fight, but not to
the degree
any
of
level.
how old is he's?
I think Jake Paul's like
28?
25.
Oh, is he 25?
Yeah, he's young.
That's what I'm saying.
He's young.
Man. What the energy of a 25-year-old? You're fighting a 40-year-old. That's just mad.
But listen, Jake Paul can fight.
Oh yeah, there's
right?
no doubt about
I think
it. No doubt.
when this all first started, I think we done podcasts before where I said I don't really like him and blah blah blah. But I always said he could fight, and he can.
Yeah.
And he is getting better. But in the second fight against Tyrone Woodley caught him a couple of times.
Yeah.
Where it was like someone who knows how to finish in boxing would have got him out of it. So a loss is also coming to him, but KSI is not going to beat Jake Paul.
I really want to be like comfortable enough to say that KSI would do it, and I'd love to believe. And you know what? Again, like I think I've said this before in the previous episode that we've done on this subject. KSI's attitude to wanting to win at everything is admirable, and I think it's incredible.
I think he's almost unmatched.
Yeah,
I think it's unmatched. I think I don't know if Jake Paul has the same heart as KSI.
No, I don't think he does.
I think if KSI was battering him, Jake Paul, I'm not saying he would give up, but I think he would almost accept defeat.
That's it.
I think KSI could be 7 rounds in, busted eyes, broken nose, broken ribs, and he'd still be going.
Yeah, he'd still go for it.
I just don't see him beating Jake Paul.
Yeah. Okay. So
I actually see Jake Paul cleaning him out.
Clean.
Very early.
Wow.
Very early.
See, I think for me, it's not an early situation. I think it's a couple of rounds in. But I do think, and I hate to say it, because I've been watching KSI for years.
Yeah.
But I think that Jake Paul gets the knockout. And the reason why I don't want to see it is because I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I want to make it known, sort of. I would much rather KSI won.
Oh, God. Yeah,
and
yeah.
I prefer,
but we have to speak, like, realistically.
You have to be honest.
Yeah, you have to be
I think his content is better. Jake Paul is, like, you know, for want of a different word, he's a bit of a dickhead.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, let's just say it as it is. He's arrogant. I mean, because he's won a few fights, he acts like he is the next big thing. And it's like, you're not.
Yeah.
You're not the next big
100%.
thing. You are going to get ironed out by someone very soon.
Yeah. So with
Tommy Fury is not that guy as well, by the way. Tommy Fury is absolutely dreadful.
He Because his last fight got cancelled because he couldn't get to the weight, right? Is that what it was?
So it turns out that whoever made the contracts
Right.
gave them 2 different weights. Tommy Fury had like 180 and the other guy had like 172.
Oh.
So Tommy Fury made his contracted weight.
Yeah, yeah.
He come in at what he was supposed to. The other guy also made his contracted weight. Fair enough.
Yeah.
The fight was cancelled because they were both at different weights.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Whoever made that contract.
But they tried to pin it on Tommy Fury for whatever reason.
Well, it's an easy thing to do, isn't
I
it?
believe in being fair, and in fairness to him, his contract stated what he should be at, and he was at it. So fair play.
So I haven't really seen Tommy Fury box.
He's awful.
Is he bad?
He's absolutely dreadful.
Yeah.
He is awful.
Yeah.
And again, I think Jake Paul knocks him out as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then, like going back to what we've just said, Tommy Fury's been doing it a lot longer than Jake Paul, right?
Yeah, a lot longer. But
you still
put
put Jake's
yeah,
still
100%.
That's crazy.
Because Tommy Fury is awful. He's literally riding his brother's name.
Oh, fair.
And just to be clear, fair play to him. Because if you can make money when you're that bad, and because of who your brother is, do it. 100%.
Make that cash.
Mate,
okay,
make the money. Life is short, man. And if you can make as much money as you can, do it.
Tommy
and if
Fury,
you have to
KSI.
do it that way, do it.
Tommy Fury, KSI.
Oh, do you know, I have to be honest, I think it'll be a dull fest. It's going to be so boring.
Really?
Yeah,
Why? Hang on. Are you saying that KSI is on the verge of the same caliber as Tommy?
Yes.
Really?
I don't think KSI is very good.
Okay.
Everyone's banging on about him beating the 2 people in the same night. They were both awful.
No. Listen.
Do me a favor. They were both dreadful.
Yeah. Oh, banging at the camera. Sorry. Yeah. No, they're dreadful. They weren't fights.
Yeah.
Come on now.
It was
doesn't
awful.
matter. You can fight 3 people that caliber in the same night. Doesn't matter.
The second Logan Paul fight, Logan Paul won that fight.
Like, oh yeah.
He lost because he punched him in the back of the head.
Yeah, and lost points.
Which is just so unfortunate because if he didn't, KSI was out.
Yeah.
When you watched him get up, he was all over the place. He was then given 5 minutes to recover. Logan Paul had him out of there. Once he lost the 2 points, Logan Paul's head went. What he should have done is said, right, I've just nearly had him out of here.
Yeah.
So as soon as the 5 minutes are up and KSI's back, jump on him.
Go for
Absolutely just jump on him.
Yeah.
Because you've lost on points.
Yeah.
You know you've lost on points. You've just been deducted 2 points. You know now it's over. Jump on him. You've got nothing to lose. If he sparks you out, then it is what it is.
Yeah.
Jump on him.
Yeah.
And he didn't do it. He kind of let it all go to his head.
Man. Yeah. Okay.
I think KSI is pretty shit.
Yeah. Okay.
To be honest.
So Dylan Dallas and KSI, you think?
Again, I think it's going to be an awful fight.
Yeah.
I think KSI wins on points.
I was going to say exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
KSI on points. If KSI was to fight Tommy Fury, that's going to be the most boring match you've
I
ever
think
seen.
that will be awful.
You won't even watch it. Yeah.
I would probably watch it out of curiosity.
Yeah.
The same as I watched Deji Floyd Mayweather.
Okay, talk to me about that because you're a Floyd Mayweather fan.
Oh,
How
mate.
do you feel about Floyd, first of all, coming back to fight these people and the fights themselves? What's your opinion?
So a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say about it, right? My understanding of all of this stuff is it is an exhibition fight. An exhibition is not a real fight. An exhibition is putting on your skills, giving entertainment to the crowd. I got absolutely no issue with anyone doing exhibitions. Ricky Hatton done one last weekend.
Oh, did he? Yeah.
Yeah. He come back for an exhibition fight. There was not the same uproar about that than there was Floyd Mayweather doing it. It's the exact same thing.
Yeah.
So I've got no issue with it at all. No.
Yeah.
I kind of had a thought, but no, it's gone. No issue. I think Deji was like a deer in headlights. He absolutely had no idea what to do.
Oh, he didn't know what was going on.
Floyd Mayweather just made him look like a complete moron.
Yeah. He caught him once though, right?
He caught him once, and as soon as he caught him, that was it. Mayweather took him out. It was a good punch, but again, right? It's if you want. I don't know. Did you see it? Did you see any highlights of it?
I've only seen highlights.
Mayweather was fighting like this, dancing.
He's like,
he's walking up to him like this. He was bound to get caught, right? It's just, it is what it is.
It's a risky play.
But again, Floyd Mayweather is 45, 46 years old.
Yeah.
He is an old man. As much as he still has a lot of his skills, he is still an old man.
And that does play a part.
Deji must be 25. KSI, I reckon, is about 28. So he must be 25, 26. He caught him once, bruised up his eye. He's 46 years old.
Yeah.
I think he's 46, 47, something like that. You're bound to bruise up. You're an old man. There's someone punch me in the face when I'm 47 and see what happens. You know what I mean? It's like he's old. But Mayweather made him look like a complete amateur, which he is.
Yeah.
And a lot of it was just funny.
Well, I think these I kind of with these YouTube boxing scene, I kind of see the whole thing as an exhibition. Bro.
Yeah,
I don't really see this as like again, this is no disrespect to the people that are doing it because they put in work. That is not what I'm saying. Like, I'm not taking any sort of hard work from anyone that does this. It's very difficult. It takes a lot of time and dedication, right? I get it. But it's not professional boxing.
No. And they need to stop acting like that because that's what's doing my head in.
Yes.
Jake, do you know Jake Wood?
Yeah.
Played Max Brennan in EastEnders for anyone who doesn't know.
Yes.
He tweeted yesterday he's done with it. He's finished with all of this. So for those that don't know, I think he has a boxing podcast. He's involved in boxing in some way. And I agree with him. It's getting silly. If you market it as YouTube boxing, cool.
That's
everyone
fine.
knows what they're doing. Everyone knows it's YouTube boxing, it's exhibitions, it's just influencers having a fight. It's going to be crap, blah, blah, blah. The problem now is they're trying to sell it as top class fights, and it's not that. No, it's never that, and it's never going to be that.
No.
The odd person will make it out. Jake Paul, for example, I think he could. He's never going to be world champion, and they need to stop that narrative right now.
100%.
But could he be like a domestic level fighter? Probably he could, because he's
Tommy Fury, yes.
But Tommy Fury's made it, and I think Jake Paul cleans him out as well. So
yeah, okay.
But no, they need to stop selling it as like top class fighting.
Yeah,
because it's not.
I think keep it in the realms of YouTube and promote it and market it.
But people will accept it as that. People accept it as influencer boxing because that's what it is.
But don't try and leak into the professional realm. Because,
I agree.
Yeah, again, we've said this on the podcast before on the last episode that we did on the boxing quite a while ago now. But I find it quite disrespectful for the people that have, blood, sweat and tears since the ages of 5, 6, whatever it may be, up the ranks, and then they've gone, well, just because you've got money and business and market, you're just coming in just done.
But I also have to say, fair play. As I just said, in terms of money and things,
the access,
if you can do it, 100%.
100%.
I back that all the way.
But again, in the realms of YouTube, that's it.
I've got no issue with people doing that.
No
issue.
No, it's smart, man. God, to make it however many millions.
Jake Paul was in like the Forbes rich list.
Yeah.
Through boxing, so good luck to him. Make the money if you can make the money. I've got no issue with it.
Yeah,
but don't sell it to me something that it's not.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Don't try and sell me a cow and tell me it's a horse.
Yeah,
it's not. It doesn't work like that.
Okay, so another match. There's obviously been some sort of talks about Andrew Tate and Jake Paul. Now you saw them standing in front of each other not too long ago.
Yeah.
Squaring up. Now, 1, do you think that's going to happen? And 2, what's the outcome?
No, I don't think it's going to happen. I'd be surprised. Because Andrew Tate has a lot more to lose than Jake Paul does. I think. I think he's like a 4 times kickboxing champion.
Yeah.
And I know you could say the same for Tyrone Woodley and that, but it's on a different level. Andrew Tate has a lot more sort of clout, if you want to call it that.
Yeah.
He's a lot more well known.
Well, look at his character that he's portrayed for so long.
If he then gets his head kicked in by a YouTuber, it's not a good look. And so I don't think it happens.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens. If it were to happen, again, like Andrew Tate can fight clearly because he was a kickboxing world champion. Look how long he's been out of the game for.
A long time.
It's just very smart business from Jake Paul, selecting people way past their prime, people who haven't been fighting recently,
but still think they can give it like.
But act like he's fighting world champions, and it's like no. Stick to your lane. Yeah. If you stick in the YouTuber influencer lane, I'm with you. Do it. Do your thing.
Yeah, for sure.
The minute you start thinking you're in the realms of Muhammad Ali and these things, it's like now you're just
that's
delusional.
Just delusional. Yeah, that's delusional. I think I agree. I don't know what the square up between Andrew Tate and Jake Paul was all about, or even how that came about. I'm not even sure. But the fact that it happened is very weird.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to happen. Purely because I think Andrew Tate is very smart.
Yeah.
In terms of business.
He's too smart.
He's too smart. And he knows full well that, like we're saying, if he gets stuffed in by this YouTuber, that a lot of his persona and a lot of his people that believe that kind of like top G
Yeah,
stuff or whatever it may be, is it breaks instantly.
Yeah.
As soon as that bell goes, instantly, if you've lost, gone. And how much that would maybe jeopardize his business or whatever it may be, it will.
I think it's too much of a risk for him.
Hugely.
I think it's too risky.
It's
and
far too risky.
he won't take the risk. I
No.
don't, because it, to me, it doesn't benefit him. There's no benefit for him, in my opinion. Because if he wins, Jake Paul will say, well, he was a 4-time kickboxing champion.
Yeah, would you?
So fair play to him.
Yeah.
Of course, he was going to beat me.
He gets paid.
So it's like it's all these different things. I think, and then if he loses, he's going to be mugged off for the rest of his life.
Oh, he'll become a meme, mate. Yeah,
he doesn't win, so there's no point.
Exactly. And I've
don't get involved.
No,
for me.
not at all. And do you know what? I've seen some videos where Andrew Tate has been sparked.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, just one catch, man. I'm like,
it's not worth it, man.
And, yeah.
But as I just said, it's very smart business by Jake Paul. He's a smart man.
He's a smart
He's
guy,
a very
100%.
smart man.
But I just don't see it happening, man.
No.
It's so weird to think how like YouTubers and all this stuff is like how it's developed into this whole like beef out, like I guess within the realms of boxing and stuff. But it's like everyone wants to fight each other. I know they're obviously probably doing it for a paycheck, of course, but it's like, can't we all just like be?
Well, the funny thing is, this all started from Joe Weller and Theo Baker.
Yeah,
and
which I find hilarious, by the way. The fact
the funniest thing that I find from that is they're making nothing of this.
Yeah,
they're making nothing.
Oh my god, yeah, that's so true.
I mean, I don't see how they would have done, but just imagine they started up a promotion company or something, anything, They could have cleaned up, but it is what it is. I suppose.
From that little one video, KSI saying he wanted to.
Yeah, so KSI, I think he commented on Joe Weller's post and said, "I'm next" or something, and that's where it all kicked off from. And now look where we are. The problem is, I think it's killing mainstream boxing. I think actual boxing, because the problem is that they're charging for it. A lot of it is pay-per-views. A lot of new people are coming along, paying for it, realizing how bad it is, and then not going and watching real boxing.
So this is my opinion on just a latch into what you just said there, right? I believe the beginning of it, because of the reach that these guys have, is absolutely insane.
I agree.
I feel like it drew a lot more new people of all sorts of demographics and ages back into the sport. It's only when they see the fights that they're putting on, and not only just the fights, but the events that are being led. That, countless people not being paid, or like what this show of boxing was an absolute mess because of these reasons. And you think, like, this is nowhere near professional. And I think that's where it kind of goes. Well, if this is boxing, well, fuck that.
I agree. I think there was a shift, and I think the shift was when it went from YouTube boxing to them trying to sell it as actual boxing. I think that's when the whole thing collapsed. And everyone's they're kind of taking the piss out of boxing now, in my opinion.
I agree. How much has Eddie Hearn been involved? Do you know?
I think he was involved in 2 fights.
Was it just 2? Was it one of the KSI?
The KSI Logan Paul rematch. He done that, and then I think he done Jake Paul versus Anderson Gibb. But that was a undercard fight. Yeah. So if I remember rightly, it was Billy Joe Saunders was fighting as the main event. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Whereas KSI Logan Paul was the main event. Yeah. And then I think he said, "I'm out." Yeah. Because
I think I saw Eddie Hearn in a podcast or like a interview or wherever it may be, him saying like the amount of people that it brought into this, on a business perspective, is incredible. And like we're saying, if you've got the means to make that money, then by God,
I agree, 100%.
But Eddie Hearn being so heavily involved in the professional world, you can't really come out of that and sort of invest your time in this YouTube stuff.
Well, the thing that always makes me laugh is that press conference between KSI and Logan Paul, where the one that Eddie Hearn promoted, is they were standing there going, your mum's this, your mum's that. And you could see Eddie Hearn's face was like, what am I doing? What have I done? This is not like, normally you've got like Derek Chisora throwing a table at someone, or, like proper going, and these two are like, oh, your mum's fat. It's like, and I think Eddie Hearn realised at that point that this is nuts. And I think KSI had the crowd chanting, suck your mum, and it was like, oh God. You know,
Come on, man.
that's when it's like you've gone way past what this is. You know, but that's fine if you're pitching it as that. I don't want to keep saying that, but if you're pitching that as
it's a massive point.
Do it.
Of course.
Do it, because then we understand what you're doing.